It's not what you look at in life that matters. It's what you see. But what started as a tragedy ended as a destiny. I reached over and picked up a little Saturday night special, which I kept on the nightstand for protection. As I picked it up, I picked up by the barrel pointed directly towards my face. And as I did, my wife said, "Are you sure the safety's on that gun?" As she said that, I turned to look towards her. And when I did, I heard the gun go off. Well, I didn't feel a thing. But since it was pointed directly towards my face, I thought I might be in some trouble. So I jumped up, ran to the mirror, looked in. See what I'd done. And when I did, I saw this hole in my face right here, which tended to upset me. But when I saw another hole in my temple on the other side, I knew it was dead. I'd always heard that your life flashes in front of you right before you die. Now, I was sure looking forward to that because a couple of things I'd like to catch again. But as I stood there looking in that mirror, I was completely engulfed with two emotions. One was that of fear, which I think is the normal human response to the death, the dying, the unknown. Then I had a second, equally strong emotion, and that was one of complete humiliation. What a stupid way to die. Here I am, a Vietnam veteran, and accidentally shoot myself in the head. You can't get much dumber of a way to go. Another learning point I got from my accident was to be a little bit more tolerant of other people who make mistakes. I used to laugh at this old girlfriend of mine who cut the end of her nose off, shaving under her arm. You tell me you're supposed to shave down. Well, you learn these things. Huh? Because you see, in the speaking profession, as in any competitive business, one of the things required is to differentiate yourself Now, I'm not saying you should shoot yourself in the head, but it works for me. I love what a psychologist said. He said, if you want to be happy for an hour, take a nap. If you want to be happy for a day, go fishing. So if you want to be happy for a week, take a vacation. So if you want to be happy for a month, get married. If you want to be happy for a lifetime, learn to love what you do. Why would it not be easy to give positive feedback? Well, one of the reasons is people in our culture struggle in accepting a compliment. You tell someone, that sure is a nice looking shirt you got on. He said, this little thing, I've had it for years. Well, now that you mention it, does look like crap. You see, in our desire to be humble, we too frequently will discount the compliment people give us. Tell someone they did a great job on that report, they saw it was nothing. Well, you just told that person they know nothing about reports. They think it was great. Now, we don't mean that, but what happens is after a while, a climate is developed that people no longer give compliments. My church was doing some work for a shelter for abused children in Atlanta. And And in the cafeteria section, there was a sign on the wall on how to accept a compliment. Well, being in this kind of business, some of them are checking it out. It said, step 1, look at the person. Step 2, smile. Step 3, say thank you. I thought to myself, this is not just for abused children. This is for everyone. Utilizing some synergy. Now, I was first exposed to this concept by my grandparents. My grandfather, prior to his death, developed some serious cataracts on his eyes, lost all of his vision, whereas my grandmother kept her sight up to her death, but her hearing was pathetic. And I remember driving out for a visit at their home and pulled in the yard, got out of the car, and as soon as I opened the door, I could hear the TV blasting from inside the house. The price is right. Come on down. So I get out of my car and I walk up to the back door of the house, climb up the steps. I could see them both seated in the back room watching TV full blast, and the door was locked. So I bang on the door, bang on the door, bang on the door. After a while, my grandfather sort of flinched, looked all around and said, Ida, Ida, I hear something. You see anything? I always thought that's what teamwork was all about. People will identify more with our failures in life than they ever will with our successes. So it's important to let people know that you don't see yourself as without fault. Be able to admit that you've had some mistakes in your life. Now, I have been blessed with a rich array of failure stories. My father gave me one of my best learning points when I was a kid. He had a service station in Burwell, North Carolina, Futch's Esso. And I wanted to work at Futch's Esso because to me, it was the center of the universe. The reason I say that is this. It was the place where all the hunters and fishermen congregated before they went to the woods, and where they returned to tell their great lies. And I wanted to be amongst them. My daddy, however, would not allow me to work there until I was tall enough to reach the center of the windshield, because back in that era, they used to wash windshields. Finally, I turned 13. It was summer between 8th and 9th grade. I was now tall enough to reach the center of the windshield, and I went to work at Futch's Esso. The second week I was there, we were unlocking the service station, and out on the gas islands, they used to have these stands with oil cans in them, because back then cars burned a lot of oil. I took the key and I removed the doors to the stand, and I looked, it was completely filled. I said, Daddy, who filled this up? Said the old man did, son. I said, how many cans did you put in here? I have no idea. I said, you mean you didn't see him put them in here? He said, no. I said, how then do you know that the same number of cans on your invoice is what's in the stand? He said, boy, let me tell you something. You're going to have to learn to trust some people in this world, because if you don't, you will find yourself to be a very miserable individual. What I learned from him that morning, had reconfirmed so many times in my life, is this. If you go through this world looking for people to screw you, they will oblige you. No, it's not always easy. But I believe that we get our attitude through gratitude, being able to be appreciative of the opportunities that we already have. I love what a rabbi told this congregation. He said, you should never complain, because God might hear you. He might say, you call that bad? Let me show you bad. Said you should always say things are good, because God might hear you. And he might say, you call that good? Let me show you good. So all of you, I hope that you will take your best shot, and may all of your dreams become a reality. Thank you. you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.